babe. Okay, so hey, I want to do videos. I had did this video here. I'm gonna see if I can regain what I had, as word, message, whatever way you want to look at it. But I don't know. I loaded it and then something happened, so I lost it. So right now, I just want to come on and do some dance workout. That's one thing, and I do want to kind of do some. Let me see here. I want to show. Life being formed in the now, in the now. Yeah, I want to demonstrate that. Okay, I want to demonstrate it. I want to show it forth how life is formed when you in your now. Okay, because even though we're in our now, we're always going to be in you. We should always stay in our now because that's the only way we will create that we want in our life, and that that we desire, and that we are intentionally bringing it forth. But when we are just going about life as it is and accepting things as it is and seeing things as it is, when it really not is as it isn't. But then you are creating unaware, because you are creating. It doesn't matter. We all co-create with source. Everybody do, whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. As I explained, what is source? Do we know what is source? Well, what is a source? It's everything, right? There you go. Very good. And then, what is a resource? There you go. Everything comes from the source. So here we are, okay? Wow. But so we do give everything to source, because everything is source, and however things are made, it is made in the source of itself, an energy that is given unto you, that you create your life to become that you choose to become, and grow up and be that all that you can be, and the mirroring back to the source in itself. So source can see within itself, of itself, and you. So that's how it works, okay? Because we are in the conscious and the thought. We are the thoughts in the conscious of source. And it's just a big old soup in the ocean, all in one big piece, and everything is all together, whether you separate yourself or not. You are your one whole. Then you can become the one, but then out of the one, the one makes the two, the one makes the three, but everything still comes from the one. So the one is the one, and then back to the zero. And it's a long process. It's an operation within an operation within an operation. But it's like a constantly growth. It's like ever seen those batter machines when they're making the batter, and the batter goes, go in and out, turn. But that's pretty much the stem of it, as sources making up things, whatever, making up source. But and that part of it is like, you see it how it just goes in, and so what it is like, it's a constantly being made into something of itself, okay? And making the batter, and it never stops. So we never stop. We'll always be eternity. Yeah, that's the truth, okay? So let's do some music, and then I'm going to talk about how I can, how life is demonstrated as it show forth, okay? All right, yeah. Okay, so Here, let me see, I was gonna do something, but maybe, oh wait, get my phone here. Okay. I think it's okay. Here it is. Here. Water. Yes. I have a little water here. Okay, so let's play some music. Now, I'm gonna play this one song here because this song I'm gonna play here, I played it on that other video that I think I lost it. You know, I kind of got a peep of another one just before I turned this one on. So it may be there, but then I don't know. So, but if it's not, I'm gonna play this song because this song came down earlier for me to play it and for me to dedicate it to my DM, which right now I feel like throwing up when I call this, call him out because we just had something going on here, and he just was throwing some really dirty punches, but I love that, baby. I love it when you just shoot me where you think you want to hit me. Wait, you think it's just keep on bringing it to me, honey, because I know how to take it and live it and love it up in there. So bring me some more, baby. I love it. Just sock it to me. Woo-wee. I love that old feisty in you. Throw some more punches. Because you know what happens when you do that, baby? You actually fall for my big old giant net to catch you in. See, guys, girls, divine masculines and divine feminine. There's a little war going on here with us all as masculines and feminines and everyone, because we are making that switch over where all these times that we've lived in the divine masculines, or just the masculines themselves, which was energy that just dominate and rule in the wrong way that only benefited their ego. Did nothing for other people. They didn't care. They just wanted to, see you serve their energies up and be all and sort of out of sorts and not really at yourself, not thinking for yourself, not living according to the rightness of your wholeness of being all. You can't be all when you just all here and none there, and when you come from here and go there, you're gonna simply dissipate here because that is much brighter and much lighter. This is not the darky. So in the dark cannot, because they are the same, but yet in separation they are when they are not in together as they should be. But that's when you see them in the black and white, and but those in the black and white, they are together because they work it together, the yin and the yang. But this does too. But you don't know it, you don't see it, because it is there to take you to make a choice with your soul. You must be the only one that can do that is you, because if you can give it to anybody else, I feel for you if you did, but you can. They say soul to soul, whatever it was, for a morsel of meat or whatever. So you can sell it. That's your choice. Everybody do, but you only have that one choice. Even though you may think you got many choices, but no, all those many goes into that one, and that's your free will. You don't have a free will outside of that choice. Because that free will is a free will choice to choose left or right wherever you choose, whenever the day comes that you must choose, it doesn't matter, whatever, you know what I'm saying? We choosing all the time. There's always choices to be made every day. You know? I was like, geez, how much time do we need to put on clothes right here? Can we just go, you know? I get so, I get bent out, all worked out when I'm getting clothes on, you know, I really do. It's like, it's a work. It's like, what me? We just kind of, well, not here, but you know, we can get there, you know. So you know, when we get all these crazy minds in our head, and when you've been living a certain way for a certain time, a long time of being in your ego mind, you know, your world of low vibrating thoughts, which cannot transform themselves, but they because they can't. They need some light shined in on them, and in order for them to make that transition to come into the light of itself, you know, and come away from the energies that's only just serves as a self and then self and then self and then self is. But I always want to put the phone down here. Put this chair over here. And so when you're just doing that self, then you're just thinking about yourself. That's it. You're not considering where you at and who you are and what are the things that is in your groundings or whatever that soul life that you have is going to benefit from. But it's so many directions and places and things and stuff that has come upon your lives and upon this planet. To many of you have taken it to soul, and that's not good. That's evil when you put your whole life that you only get that one. Though, like I said, you don't die, but when you do come into another body, does it necessarily be this one? No. And then up until this time, the lessons you learned, you couldn't even remember them. Or you did, or the deeds you did, the karmic, whatever you did that was good or bad, either way, it weighed itself out. But when they had you in the soul trapping, where you just make a spin, come back through here, and your memory's white, you don't remember what you did on the last life, and then you would forget, and then you go do something over and over and over and over. And this is why a lot of times you're doing this now. You're still repeating things that you've done in your past time life, but you need to cut it off because this is the day that it must cut itself off. Why? Because we are changing. We're leaving off all those old, ugly ways of doing nothing with our life and not growing and not being any better than what we had, just living in that old ways of succubus life, you know, with all nothing but dark thoughts coming through, energies that only operate in the darkness of itself. Because you don't get any more unless you open up to bring it through, and you can't bring it through unless you bring it through here. And if you're not there, you can't bring it in. Where's it going to come from? So, you in a cycle. Here we go. Why do we get that? What happens? What is here? Because you have not looked to see that you are running the hamster's wheels. You don't see that, and something has to pop you, make you wait to see the smell the petunias. You know, smell what's right in front of you. You don't see the shit? No. What? You don't see that person? Why? You know, what the hell happened to you? And this is true. You can demonstrate it all you want to, but there's a lot of bullshit, shit, whatever you want to call it, world of life that you have been brought into, sown into, you know, programmed into. And then all you do is believe what you live in and how you live it, and whatever you ever do think that you got is nothing. It is zero, nothing but shit. It's all it is and all it will ever be. It cannot mount to anything outside of what it is. And that's including your religions. I don't really want to tell you, but it's the truth. Because religion cannot change you in the way you must come up into this wholeness of yourself and live up above those energies that only live into the self of selfish, and it's all about itself. It's always just living into unto the lower vibrating thoughts. It don't vibrate in a higher vibration to move from here to there, because you must go up in order to get into a higher dimension. The one you're in is not the one that you is supposed to be in, or that it is for you, because the change is here, and you have lived under the rulership of ugly, mean, treacherous, ugly, bad gods. And they put you in all sort of illusion of spells, and you've been, operating on that dumbass ego for too long. That's some bitch ought to go, well, yes, you can use him, but you gotta keep him under control. You gotta let him be quiet. Don't, you can't sit here and don't run the ship, because it's not your place to run it anymore. I am taking control of my own ship. And this is my life, and I'm going to take it, and I'm going to be what I want to be and live the way I want to live. And it's my life. And I must choose that I want for it, and not for you. Not allow you to take me and be in the directions you want to take. And I am always going toward that old nasty way of mine. Gravitating to the old, temptations and the shit that don't bring me into life, in the substance of life. I'm still living in a dead life world. Deadness. That's all it is. Well, it's darkness, dark, dead. But it's live. Yeah. And it's powerful. Because it can trap you. You can't. I'm not kidding. And you can be so trapped that you lost your whole soul by the influencing of your own desires and way that what you was tempted of. What does it say? The devil is not, you're never tempted, or the devil never cannot tempt you by anything that you do not already have within you. That's the only way you can be tempted. So, if you're not a whoremonger or a murderer, killer, or suicidal, or entity, or any sort that whatever it is, whatever that you have in you, whatever that may be, it does not matter. Because that's there, and it's a temptation in you. It's like a wound, or sore, or whatever. It's a emotion. It's a place that carries that it draws whatever it is to it. Okay, and that's another energy that I saw some sprites go past. It's the energy that is made to push it forward, or you has to be strong enough to resist it and go in toward the way that you know to go toward, which is toward the light. Not allow it to overtake you, because it can. It's hard to explain it, the way I want to, the way I feel it coming in, but hope you can see what I mean, because that's that's the operation of how the dark in itself works to really to steal away from you. It wants to take your life, but at the same time, it's also pushing you toward a direction that you would go in, or you should go in, because the lights will always be shining there, whether the dark is there or not. There's a little bit of light still in there. Keep that in mind, and you can always see it if you open up. Okay, but if you don't never open up to look out, you won't see that light there. It's there. It's always gonna be there. And I'm thinking that could be a little piece of gold plate that he says is in your heart. And once you connect to that heart, that gold plate begins to open up, and it starts to lock itself into the source of love. And then there you go, you're on the road to heaven, which is right where you're at. Because you're going to create your own heaven. That's how it's created. See? You create your own hell too, because hell does not exist, neither do heaven. But they are created as you descend or ascend, okay? You got to make those choices. Okay, so I'm going to play some music here. And yeah, so I'm going to finish giving the information back of showing how the life is transformed into its created way right in you now after we play some sounds. Okay, yeah. I know it's itching. It starts to do that when I get some, information coming through. And I feel joy, 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 leading a fight in my heart, in my heart, in my heart. Okay, here, let's play this. This song here, this is dedicated to the environment.
Never waste your time, never let you go. Top down, back to back, you the best I know. Oh yeah, you did blow my mind, blow my mind, blow my mind. For your love, I go change my life, change my life, change my life. If I come here to you, that's because baby go. Dirty white for me, I say so. Somebody nights I live it for matter. To get you all alone for one night. You do me something no lie. I go mad for your type. I want to do you whatever you want. Freaky, freaky for you. Show me what you're into. Girl, you just blow my mind, blow my mind. Your body, blow my mind, blow my mind. Girl, you just blow my mind, blow my mind. Your body, blow my mind, blow my mind. When I drink from your water, give me a cup. I ain't just wanna sip, I'm tryna steal your love. I'm guilty of it. I don't give a shit about who telling all our business when I'm killing it, when I'm feeling it, kissing it and turning to an animal. Yeah, girl, I fuck with a attitude. Angry and you're dangerous. It don't matter, no. Cause your body controlling me. It don't matter now. And I know you see the same bitch. Nobody gon' change how we live. Nobody gon' change how I feel about you. I want to do whatever you want. Freaky, freaky for you. Show me what you're into. Oh girl, you just blow my mind. Your body, blow my mind. Girl, you just blow my mind.
Hey, that was a good one there, huh? How you like that? That's a beautiful song. I don't know the whole lyrics because I didn't listen to it fully, I kind of heard it in part. Yep. And so then I put it on the video because I was ready to, to send it through, and then it's, I don't know. It could still be there. We'll see. Let's play some more because once you get that blood pumping, you gotta get it going. That's how it works, You don't stop right there, or you can clog up. Okay, so let's do some extra. Alright. Okay, let me see. I'm play this one here now. But I don't know if I should, but it's an old song. So how you get that one? I hope you got some good lift up there on that one, because that one was a long one. I think I only heard it once when I downloaded because it was one that had been sent through a few days ago. I downloaded it, and now sometimes I don't listen to them, so I'm ready to, work with them. So, but I do need to do one little soft one here to bring this energy down, okay? Because you can't just drop there. Because, you gonna be like, what happened to my leg is creepy. My toe. I've been doing that lately too, because I've been just stopping, and I do know better, but sometimes you just get so beside yourself. And then you forget about the things that you pull. Step. Let me tell you something. So those guys who, but those guys who do the military, stuff like that, and everything, and you see them guys do those steps, okay, they have to learn those things, right? They have to get there, and they have to get it right, and they have to coordinate. They got to get it, on point. So, those, if you operate your life and somewhat in that formula, if I can explain it right, let's do some music. You'll be in tune with and sync with the whole source of all. But it's a method to do it, but you do it the way step, and you're gonna be living in your now, so you're living nowhere else, right? You're living in that now, so when you do something, whatever you do it in those steps. So, okay, and set life up that way in steps. Steps 2, steps 3s. It works that way, but you would have to have the blueprint, okay? So here, let's do some more music. All right, guys, and I'll take it from there. Okay, so this one here in play, I think it's slow enough to bring it down some.
Yeah.
I'm not falling, I'm like I used to. I don't do the things I used to no more. I changed for you. Looking back, I thought I would never look like this. So many months before. Hey, 'cause I changed for you. I don't do the things that I used to do no more. Everything that you do, I adore. No more lies, no more games. Everything I say, I mean, and all the love you give me, baby, it means so much to me. So don't take your love away. No one compares to what you do for me. And every time you see me, baby, you take me in your arms. Oh man, trust me, baby, I won't ever leave you. Believe me, I'm yours forever. You need me, 'cause I'm down for whatever. Am I changed? I'm like I used to. I don't do the things I used to no more. I changed for you. Looking back, I thought I would never look like this. So many months before. I changed for you.
Pull out the fine wine glasses, dinner and bed. Went and took some culinary classes. Gotta stay sexy for you, baby. Tighten up my body, working on my ghetto Pilates. I might go out tonight. We can hit the sofa, have a love satellite search. Oh, baby, whatever, let me account my day. Just do anything you like for me to change. My plans, but I can't cover up my time. Oh no, I need some things that I can't take back. But baby, it's true, I will change it up for you. Believe, you gotta believe me, baby. I'm yours forever. Completely in love. Baby, I can change.
Falling, I'm like I used to. I don't do the things I used to no more.
No more. I found you.
Saw the potential, and you made it so simple to be loved. You'll never be the same. Baby,
Everything for you I change.
no more. I changed you.
Thought I would never.
Like this,
So many hearts, so many hearts.
change like you.
I'm not wilding down like I used to. No more.
So that will help you bring it down, and you can go down farther, but we'll stop for that one for at this point here this time. So I was just thinking about that song as it was finishing up, and that song was, some of you who are familiar with our life on the YouTube family, wherever we are, we're just everywhere pretty much, due to the masculine energy that wants to, be the proud old one with the big old giant head. Yeah, but that's all right, because you know what? Here's this thing with big heads. They can come down real small, because here's what happened. Your head, as everyone, once was huge. Did you see them giant heads before? That was who we are in one sense of a time in life. We had some humongous freaking heads, smarter than the average bigoo. But you had a lot of that fucking goddamn gonna go. And that some bitch was a ooga like a car. And boy, he had to take care of you by the hand and take you and control your life and the life that he wanted, when he was just taking what he wanted and he didn't care. Because he was doing what he wanted to do. So in that days and time now, you so huge and big, you gotta come down. You were too loud and boisterous and out of control. I can't have you running around here damaging every other thoughts that I have in the times of the life that we are in. So we must take it down more further. Take it on down. Take it like, woo, all the way down to where we are here, where we are now, the tiny little ones. But not human, not real, I would put it that way. But real as you can make it, if you program, it seems real, more real than ever. When you're not, it don't, okay? Because you can see the illusion, you see all the traps and trips and shit that was set to get you framed. Yeah, listen to my master teacher. Shout out to Rod Hayes, my master teacher, Rod Hayes. Hey, I love you. He's beautiful, man. I love him so much. He's like the other me sent to me. And I was like, oh, look at you. I mean, when you find somebody hungry and thirsty for knowledge like you, you're like, God dang, who is this person? Bring them to me. I want them for me, because you come on now. Where you at? Where you been? What's knowledge you thirsty after? Which one? Knowledge of the program or knowledge of the source of itself, of the all, where knowledge resides, where it comes from, where it is truly given. You truly receive, right? So, knowledge is, but you know what they say, come with knowledge is a pride, come with knowledge. And so, a lot of people can't get knowledge because they got too much pride, and that's the truth. You can't get it when you got a lot of pride in you. Where's it gonna fit? You all huffed and puffed and you could go. What huffed and puff? Huffy Puff, what you Huffy Puff and I'll come down something. What's the name on the wall? Humpty Dumpty. I don't know. But you are, when you like that, you're just, you're too full. You got too much pride of nothing. Too much going nowhere. Too much puff of smoke. Puff, that's all it is, a smoke. Because what you have around you is they call genes, okay? And they were created to form, and they like smoke, that's all they are. But they're around you all the time. But they were sort of created to, like the dark form, to form as a pusher, sort of, and a puller, so they kind of like do the same thing. They'll pull you in the dark, or they'll push you toward the light. But they act out sometimes, depends on, where they at, and on where you at too, mostly where you at. But so a lot of times you be full of them, because they're the ones that's suck them all in, up the smoke of, all this smoke of them, and they, they inside of you, operating as you, and that can happen because you haven't known what it takes to live a clean life and a pure life and a whole life unto yourself first, and then unto the whole of all, because you want to be good for something. You don't want to be good for nothing. You want to be good for something. Like the guy say. So you do, and you got to be good for something for yourself first, and then you can be good for something for others. So here's the thing here. My masculine, he been throwing punches. He liked throwing them punches. What was that song we just played there? That was one that was fit perfect for you. Let's see, what one was it? Oh yeah, see, this was the song I was gonna talk about. So you guys know us about these songs, right? So he sends me songs, in his own little way. I used to just send them directly to his text message, and I got just burnt out from sending him, and he goes around the plane, just, I don't know. But all in all, we are who we are, okay? And I'm totally aware. Most people may think we're not twins, may think we're false. Why did they let us meet? Because he was supposed to brought himself to me and been there under me in one way to guide him, because you can't make this journey by yourself. It's impossible to make the spiritual journey. If I, which was, when I walked in, okay, before I walked in, she had begun to make the transition, and Yeshua was with her, and if he wasn't there, that would have been ooh. But as I walked in, Yeshua was still there, but then Yeshua began to fade away. And she that's when I walked in, she's gone now. But then I came in as 5D. I was 5D conscious when I come in here. And then they got to bring me down. Then I had to come down in 3D and anchor and whatever. So then I'll go back. But, and things had to be zeroed out in the 3D world, and so they put me at a 0 2 times. I'm like, geez. So so he has always just kind of been in the shadow of whatever, being himself, until they put him in a punching bowl. See, he don't know, he hasn't been here before, and now that he is, he don't recognize where you at. You don't know that life is not unto ourselves, and it never was. We may have thought it was. You may have thought that you had the full control of your life. But you don't. Why? Because you're not smart enough to control your life. None of you are, and you really have. You've never been smart enough to. If that was the case, you've been having this planet all by yourself. And we are working to get you there. Because you got to get to there. You must take control of your own life and be in charge of the planet, as it may be. But, you know, so you haven't been, people haven't had charge of their own life. You haven't known how to do that. So, as I said before, you know, we definitely are twins. I'm aware of that. Because how, you know, it was shown to me. I was awake when he was on the ship. You know, all I seen, he was there. But whether he was awake or not, but I could see it happening. And the last thing I seen in that vision, but I was there in the ether, was that figure 8. And 8 is my life past number. I was like, oh, and so that figure 8, that means we got to go through that loop. And boy, is it hard bringing him through that loop. Oh my heaven. I've had every angel, every board member, all of the troops you have been on, they have been on board. Because here's the thing, when you are in a destined to be, you must make your destined. What else can you do? You have no choice. Just fight, fuss, and kick and holler. By the end of the day, who's going to win the battle? Most people think they are, because they just throw punches at you know, at their divine feminine. So real hard ones too. You know, like, go fuck yourself. Didn't say that per se, but it's so. And he sends me these songs, but he's been sending them for a while. Okay, did you hear what the song say? These words doesn't match with the actions. What is the problem here? You up and down. The card reader's reading when he's like that. And he always thinks I keep, you know, I don't know how I can explain it. The card readers read energy because they picking up the most highest vibrating energy. Wherever the energy is vibrating the high, that's what they're gonna pick up at. And you are target. Hardly ever you're not target. If you guys read his chart and read mine against it, you would see the difference. Who's the bad one? But who all got the ego, the head, that big old head, that he really thinks he still got it, but it's not there. It's tiny. So the ego now is working, not your big head, your big brain, rather. So, Divine, he believes that nobody knows what's best for him but him. Now, how is that when he is so screwed up in his own self? Especially when it comes down to him laying down that big giant ego and putting out of that, getting out of the control moose in the pilot seat, if anything. A lot of times someone can't put you in the pilot seat, because why? You get, you want to take over the cockpit. I was looking for my water. Okay. So, you know, and so the way life is lived, and how you bring life into you and shape it and bring you and life together. When you get people that comes towards you with all that kind of goo crazy stuff, that intentionally wants to give you a big punch in your eye and knock you on your buckle, you know? You got a lot of them haters out there. I don't care about you being hated. I love it. Bring it on. I want it, baby. Give it to me. Because I'm going to give it back to you just the way I'm giving it to you now. Here it is, me. Okay? I mean, love of my dear heart. Because this is where it comes from. It does not come. See, when you push me at dark, you give me some of your dark. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use your dark for fuel, because that's what I use it for. That's what it's used for. It is fuel. To get the fire burning, you know, to make the, hold on, I got to plug in my video. Okay, so, yeah, you gotta have the fire hot, you know. So the dark matter is very dark and it's very heavy and extremely potent. But once it blows, oh my God, it's gonna blow powerful, and that fire gonna come through just like under the volcano. Anybody remember that? Darling, do you remember it? Oh, Lord, I'm gonna turn you around here. Oh no, did I move it around? Okay, here we go. I may have to, I don't know what to do with that. I may have to take it out. Okay, I'm here. You know what? I may have to redo this. I was trying to not do it over because, yeah, we're still here. So, oh my God. Maybe I'll stop it because I did just, I don't know, that won't get cut off. So short, and then I can start it back. Okay, let me stop it here.